So I want you guys. So this is the hardest part of wholesaling, is that people are just locking up bad deals. And I'm sorry, I can sell an okay deal. I can't sell a bad deal. I mean, I just can't. No one can, unless you're scamming people, which don't do that. You know, click off this channel. But how do you look at a property anywhere in the US and know if it's a good deal? I underwrite with what I created was a 90% rule. You look at a property, you figure out what the after repair value is. That's going to be the hardest part. You're going to have similar in 2025. You find that house that's gorgeous and it's sold at $300,000. Then you use the 90% rule. Guys, this took me like 10 years to finally like put the numbers together. It's so simple, but it makes so much sense and no one is doing it. I don't know why. Everyone's just using the 70% rule. Use this. 300,000 ARV. Okay. What you're going to do is think of it like an investor. The problem with us wholesalers is we think like wholesalers. Why don't we think like the person we're selling the deal to? When an investor buys a property and fixes it up, flipping a property. Sell a property for 300,000, guys. They don't walk away with 300,000. They have to pay agent commissions. Agent commissions, guys, are typically 3% for the buyer's agent and 3% for the listing agent. So right there, 6% gone. You also have about 2% in closing costs. Right now, 8% gone. And then you want to budget at least 2% for buyer concessions. You can also put in the cost of money, your hard money costs. I just like to round it to a simple 10%. So immediately I say this $300,000 house, my buyer is going to walk away with $270,000. But there's rehab costs. So let's say on this property, $40,000 in rehab costs. Okay. I can teach you guys how to look at rehab costs. I typically like to look at $30 a square foot plus $10,000 per major item. We'll come back to that. But let's just say $40,000 in repairs. Now we're down to $230,000. So should a wholesaler lock up a property for $230,000 if the buyer is going to net $230,000? Well, no, there's no profit in it for your assignment fee or for the buyer. But Max, how much profit does an investor need? Here's a really, really good rule. Investors like to make as much profit as they're spending in rehab. Now, I don't know. It's a good idea. Now, I can't say I created that. I have to give credit where credit is due. That came from your man, RJ. RJ Bates told me that.
Love RJ.
Okay, we love RJ. I genuinely love RJ.
Shout out to RJ.
Shout out to you, RJ. That came from RJ. He was like, yeah, bro, this same rehab as they do profit. I was like, it all clicked to me. So then we subtracted another 40,000. Now we're at 190. That's where an investor wants to buy the deal. They're going to make $40,000 if your ARV is correct, if they buy it at 190, and that is a good return on rehab. Okay? But now, do we lock it up for 190? No, there's no profit. So just subtract $10,000, $20,000 from that, and that's your assignment fee. So I usually would, so on that property, 300,000 ARV, I run the numbers at the 90% rule, I offer 170. If you bring me a deal at 170, guys, I can't say I guarantee you anything, but you have a very good chance of making $10,000, and I'm going to make $10,000 for that $300,000 ARV property.